So I come home every single day and I just put my face on this marble.
This is not a bit for the video. Like, he quite literally does this. And it's a bit disturbing.
This was probably the longest renovation on the planet.
This kitchen tour has been like so long awaited. 14 months of renos, filming. We finally have our dream kitchen. How do you feel about it?
I'm so happy, and I'm so sorry, guys. I know you guys were all waiting for the tour. It took us a lot longer than expected, and I take 100% blame on that because I chose everything that was at least 16 to 18 week lead time, which extended this renovation. We have products from Spain, from Italy, from Australia, all over the world we took pieces from to build this space. And we're gonna start with the kitchen tour. This is my favorite part of this condo. All about optimizing the design, the layout, and the function. I think we were able to put, oh my God, more than we could have possibly imagined into this small kitchen to make it work.
So let's dive in, because we got a lot to talk about.
This stone is called Calicata Fabricati. This is the first marble slab I ever saw when I went to school for design, and I was like, I want this. It spoke volumes to me in a way that I couldn't understand. Out of all the client projects, all the commercial spaces I've designed in the past, this didn't seem right for anyone but myself. So the fact that we were able to get this with Encore stone, import it from Italy, went in through Texas, we brought it all the way up to Canada, which was a mission, by the way. Dealing with the imports
Was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare, but it was so worth it. The entire purpose of this kitchen is I wanted to be as dramatic as possible because that is very much like me. But I wanted to show you that you can have a crazy, bold, beautiful stone in a small space if it's used properly. The initial design of this, we wanted to frame the perimeter, as you can see, with a stone that wraps all the way around. But I also wanted to have the book match to have that sense of movement. So it's explosive from the middle and continues upwards. So every single vein explodes to the exterior. So it wraps the entire space, which gives you that sense of movement. That's what you want in a small space. Just looking at the slab, when I'm like working here or just like cooking, every time you look at it, there's something different. There's something so beautiful about natural stone that has so much depth. It has so much presence. Every time you look at it, it's just so unique.
When originally we were coming up with the design idea, when we were thinking of framing the kitchen in the stone, I actually had no idea how that would look. Like, I've seen that in custom kitchens before in like bigger spaces, but definitely not in a smaller space like this. And it really turned out beautiful, especially with the book match going all the way up and then pairing that with the actual black millwork and the bronze upper cabinets. All of it just felt really cohesive. And to be honest, I've always wanted a dark kitchen, but I wasn't sure how a dark kitchen would look because naturally you're gonna think it's gonna make the space look smaller, but I feel like you've found a way to make it the opposite.
Black usually pulls quite flat in a space. So black kitchens, most people have only seen like a painted black, which never really looks great. So when I designed this kitchen with Muti, I wanted a specific wood grain that had the real feeling to it, had the dimension, it had the depth. So when the light hits it, it gives that little bit of flair to it, which doesn't pull flat. And then to also extend on the overall design, the uppers here are a hand-painted bronze lacquer, which once again have a little bit more reflectivity to it, but also a really cool detail is depending when the light hits it during the day and depending on what direction you're looking at, every single vein is reflected inside the book match from the direction.
Yeah. It looks great. I have no complaints. I mean, I'm not the one doing the cooking, right? Like, I just wanted a place that I could wake up to every morning, come in, make my coffee, and like host people in. Phoenix is the one with the chef-like tendencies. I'm not that skilled in the kitchen.
He just eats the food.
I just eat the food, you know, and I have no qualms about that, but it is really nice to be able to do so.
He sometimes loads the dishwasher when I tell him to.
Well, it's really easy to when you have a beautiful Bosch dishwasher. No, okay. To be fair though, I actually never really was excited about appliances until we went for the shopping video where we actually went to go and pick out our appliances with Bosch. I know at the time when we were looking at a bunch of different brands, we opted to choose Bosch because of the footprint. Bosch really does make great appliances for smaller spaces. And the fact that you're able to like recess and hide the fan, you're able to panel all of the appliances. Bosch dishwashers are some of the best on the planet. And then also the microwave drawer has become like an all-time fave for me. So from like a layout perspective, it all just made sense. And also like the black stainless steel is like sexy.
But another thing that Bosch does really well, that is one of my favorite kind of design hacks whenever I'm designing for clients as well, is having a cooktop inset to the countertop itself instead of having a full range that slides in. in. This allows you to have the stone that carries all the way through. Instead of having those gaps that everybody knows about of a slide in range, this just completes the look because it adds to that contemporary feel. Everything is sleek, everything is modern. And when I stand here looking from any angle, the stone is the feature. Everything else is so clean, so minimal, so sleek. That's what's great about design, is hiding everything away, and luxury is all about convenience. The fact that you can't see anything in here, and we have, oh my God, so much storage. We have so many plates, we have so many bowls, we have so many cups. Everything has its own place.
You know you're in a gay person zone when you can't see anything on the countertops. The fact that we have a hidden fan here, like you would never know. It's great that you were able to recess it inside the cabinetry and still have storage on top, which is great for the, our footprint, because we're a smaller kitchen. We don't have a ton of storage.
What's so great about this hood fan from Bosch is that it's upper cabinet depth. So most of your standard hood fans come out almost 20 inches, and your standard depth for lower cabinets is 24. So you always have that break in between. This you can recess inside. So we have that beautiful panel that comes all the way across that keeps the consistency of this design, because I wanted everything to be symmetrical and balanced. So everything is perfectly aligned. This makes my type A OCD so happy, and every team that had to do these installs hated me. That everything is aligned in the center and balanced going outwards, from the cooktop to the sink to the coffee station on the other side and the built-in fridge and freezer.
Speaking of symmetry, we decided to actually mirror the panel-ready fridge on this side with the coffee station, so they're exact mirrors of each other. I think the standout for me is the hardware. Formani hardware really feels like an art piece in and of itself. Like, it actually feels really substantial, and you can start to understand the difference between something that's like really poorly made versus something that's really expertly made. So the fact that the fridge has been panelized, this fridge is probably one of our favorite models, I'd have to say.
The fact that we have a filtered water tap built inside and an ice maker is a dream. We've never had that before, and the convenience of it is insane. But another like cool feature that I know a lot of people wouldn't really consider is matching your hardware and your details. So all of our handles and levers throughout this condo also are the same style, and this same bronze matches right here. So it's those little details that allows your eye to correlate that sense of repetition with the colors and finishes in your space.
So I think one of my favorite features, actually it's not, I think it is my favorite feature of the kitchen, is the appliance garage, aka my coffee station. Phoenix was obviously like fighting me for quite some time because he thought adding all of this space would eat too much into the living room, but that was something I was not willing to compromise on. And I really think it turned out fabulous. We're able to fit in our espresso machine, our carbonator, we have our tea kettle, we have storage for snacks, we have a built-in pantry here, and we're able to put all of our like mugs, crafts, and everything, while also being lit up and having the integrated countertop inside of it. I just think it's so sleek. I love the hinge detail. That way you can actually just go and push this all the way in. That sounds so good. I also love that we were able to fit the smaller pantry here. It's small but mighty. It does a really great job of holding just a lot of our regular everyday ingredients.
Caraway, if you're seeing this, I need like 20 more of these, by the way. I am one of those people that is going to depot everything and put it in something nicer, because I need everything to look like a showroom. Because one of my favorite features is the lighting details within the cabinet. So as you can see, every time you open up, everything is visible. And because we chose the black linen finish on the interior to go all the way through, so these cabinets weren't white on the inside, it was going to be really dark. So this is where you could emphasize a part of the design, but also every time you open this up, it literally looks like a display.
Totally. I mean, the fact that we have such beautiful pieces of like cutlery and plates and dishware and glassware is something that, I really love, and I'm happy that we were able to invest in. Those were items that we were looking at for quite some time, just between the Jan Dimmelmeister and Serix collection, the Kelly Wersler Serix collection. My favorite pieces, though, are actually not ones we bought, they're ones we made. So Phoenix actually decided one day to take us on a date to a place called Seed Objects. It's a ceramic
artist here in Toronto, and actually one of my clients introduced me to his pieces, and as soon as I saw his pottery, I was like, I need absolutely everything. So you'll see, I actually have a few pieces already in our condo, but we needed like coffee mugs that were substantial in size, and we saw like inspiration. So I actually booked him to take class and he showed us and we made these, which I'm very proud of.
I love them. I think they're so fab and so like beautiful and like perfectly imperfect and exactly what we wanted, and probably my favorite things in the kitchen.
But like every single piece that we put into this renovation, like you said, from the cutlery to the glasses to the pots to the pans, everything was intentional. I wanted each piece to work with this overall design. And I think that's what helps amplify any aesthetic, is having the function that's built into it, but also having the design that just carries through.
The main thing for me was that this kitchen really does actually feel like the heart of our apartment. It's where we spend most of our time. It turned out absolutely incredible. I could not have imagined this. This was not me. I just gave input on what was presented to me. This was really all Phoenix. Phoenix had the vision for this, and I have to give him like 100% of the praise. I can't really take credit for any of it.
It's almost like I do this for a living. Most people are going to tell you you can't mix metal in your space, but this custom faucet that we did in Rubine is actually an unlacquered brass. And what's so beautiful about it, in my opinion, is the way that the patina is. It ages over time. And I always recommend products that wear with how you use them. This is also a pro and a con. Some people don't like that. If you don't have the type A personality to maintain a living finish like this, don't go for it. But what's really beautiful is when we first got this was like super shiny, very bright yellow, and already you can see how the color has started like aging. It's showing soap marks, it shows fingerprints. I'm also one of those people that want this to age evenly. So every time I wash dishes or my hands, I literally go like this. I know it's very unusual. I'm feeling up the faucet, but that water evenly distributed on it allows it to age evenly instead of this piece being darker than the rest. And as it ages, it will turn into more of a bronze finish similar to this as well, which is really cool.
I wasn't expecting this video to take a turn to feeling up the faucet, but we're here now, so.
We do a lot of weird things here. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm a very unusual person.
Yeah, clearly. I remember looking at our old kitchen. It was just a traditional galley kitchen, very cookie cutter. We didn't have an island. We didn't have much counter space.
It ended right here. There was a massive bulkhead that went all the way across that was absolutely pointless. There was a big bulkhead right here, and there was no island. So we ran power underneath the floorboards, which is totally doable, which is amazing because now it allows us to have integrated LEDs in here. It allows us to have the microwave drawer, which left all of this open for the rest of the design. Once we demoed everything out, I had a pretty strong feeling that there was nothing in this before, which is great. The only consideration we had to do was the venting for the hood fan that came all the way up and went all the way across to the living room. So we lost a little bit of space in the upper cabinets in the back there, but we were able to hide absolutely everything, which was fantastic. The other few things that we did is because we went with a counter depth fridge, it didn't have to come out to here. We were able to push it back, which also gave us an allowance of 7 inches behind it, which allowed us to relocate these beautiful Bochi outlets over here when before they were on the backsplash. Another little consideration when it comes to design is thinking about where your eyes are landing. The fact that these are flush and integrated is not only extremely beautiful, but also having them move to the side gives us that full effect of these almost like owl-like eyes in the stone that are uninterrupted.
Also, I think you're forgetting too that we had to drop the ceiling down, if you remember.
We did.
Which was a pain. But we dropped the ceiling down. We were able to add more lighting. We put these beautiful Buster and Punch spotlights here that are pretty flexible.
We were catfished. When we originally got the unit, it looked like the ceiling was drywall,
but it wasn't.
But it was plaster on concrete, which means we weren't able to have any electrical conduits that weren't visible. So we dropped down the ceiling 3 inches. That's the minimum that you need for a junction box. And we're able to wire everything through, which made it super convenient, a little bit more expensive, but well worth it because now everything is hidden above.
How do you feel now that it's done?
I don't think I ever want to do a renovation for myself ever again. I mean, as much as I love it, I think the most challenging part of this was balancing my job, my design firm, my team, and also being on site to film all of the process for everyone online. So if we were to do another renovation, I hate to say it, you're probably gonna have to wait until the end because the process of sharing all the videos, getting those out across 14, 15 months it was
a lot. But I mean, I definitely do not regret it. while it was exhausting, it was really awesome to like have this experience and be able to look back on the whole process. I mean, like we really got to do so many unique things through this series that I do not take it for granted.
No.
But if we ever made a house together, we are completely deciding if that's going to be a before or end thing, because this was a lot. Like imagine Phoenix in 700 square feet. Now take all of this and do it in like a bigger house. I don't know.
This place was already expensive. I don't think I could afford a house.
Like HGTV is gonna have to call for us to do that one. Just saying. I think regardless of that, this place turned out phenomenal. Hopefully you enjoyed the tour. We are about to do the full apartment tour, which I know everyone has been waiting on. But
I started with the kitchen, the heart of the home.
Yeah.
But we have so many more rooms.